All right, so someone asked me to do a video on the amount of electricity my Minisplit uses in turbo mode. So I thought this actually would be a great time to do two things, and that would be one, to try that to see how many watts, max watts that uses, and B would be to see if I can use this unit to keep my entire house somewhat comfortable in the event that my main central air goes out. So I thought that'd be actually a really good test. So what I'm gonna do is shut off the main AC, and I've already turned this on. And keep in mind, this is a Senville high efficiency 12,000 BTU Minisplit. So you can see down here, it's in turbo mode. The fan's all the way up to 100%. And I have it set on cool to its lowest setting I can get to, which is 60 degrees. So that's gonna cause this to kind of go in max cooling mode. And what I'm gonna do, is come in here, and we're gonna go to the main central air, and we're just gonna set this to some crazy temperature. I could probably just shut it off. What I'll do is just set this to, now this is the AC, to not come on until 90 degrees. So it is 84 outside right now according to this thermostat. It's gonna be 90 degrees today, or 89, somewhere around there. Humidity is going to be super high, so I think this will be a great test. And what we're going to do is just take a walk outside so you can see it's 75 in the house right now. Now, this is a 3-bedroom ranch kind of style house. It's not that big of a house, maybe 1,600 square foot. So, and there's only two ways that the air is going to be able to come into the rest of the house. One is through the kitchen. So this is the room, the addition we had added on. So this, I bought this unit for this room, oversized it a bit. It's a 12,000 BTU. And this is another room to one of the bedrooms. So I'm gonna have both these doors opened as much as I can. And it is, I don't know if you can see that, it's 11:21 in the morning. So we'll keep our eye on the temperature to see how hot, I do expect this to go up. I really don't expect that to keep it 75 degrees all day. There's just no way. And we are going to look at the wattage that it's using right now. So it's been running for about, I don't know, 5 minutes maybe. So you can see right there, it's using 1.03 kilowatts. I did reset the energy meter, so we can kind of keep our eye on that as well. So we're using about 4.3 amps at 240 volts. And we'll check on this as well to see if that goes up or down, but it appears that it uses about 1,000 watts, give or take, on its max setting. And we'll check in like once every hour. Okay, so here we are, 12:30, 12:25, it's been about an hour. The actual temp on my phone app says 88, so I know the outdoor temp here says 86, but it's pretty hot out there today. So it looks like we went up to 1 degree to 76, and I will tell you, I definitely can feel cool air coming out of here. I actually turned the fan on as well to try to move some of this cool air around. So here's where we are here. We're sitting at 69 on the unit. We still have it set to 60 here, so it's still blowing cold air out. Hello. So what we'll do is we'll go outside and see how many watts we're using. So my best guess would be if it uses 1,000 watts and we've been running about an hour, we probably used about 1 kilowatt hour so far. Let's go out and check. Blowing really warm air out of there, which is good. So there you are. We used about 1.22 kilowatt hours and we're using 1.08 kilowatts. So we're using a little over 1,000 watts. So we'll check back in another hour. Okay guys, it's been about 2 hours now. It's 1:30. It is actually 89 degrees outside. I just checked the app on my phone. So it's 89 and sunny. And you can see we went up 1 more degree to 77. It actually is very comfortable in the house. Obviously it gets a little more comfortable when you come into this room here. It's actually kind of cold in this room here. But you can see up here we dropped a degree, so we're down to 68 up here. And we'll go check outside, but I assume it's probably a little over 2 kilowatt hours and we're probably still pulling 1,000 watts. So this is still around hot. A lot of hot air coming out of there, which is good. Actually, you can see we went up a little bit here, 1.22 kilowatt hours. So we used about 2.48 kilowatt hours. And we're at 1.21 on the kilowatt hours. So that's interesting. It actually went up to 1,200 watts. Let's see if it goes up anymore. Just wanted to add here, it's still the 1:30 hour, but I came back in from the outside after checking the wattage, and it looks like we actually dropped a degree on the inside, which is good to me. That means it's regulating, it appears to be stabilized, the temperature in the house. So we saw it go from, I think, 75 to 76, and then when I first checked it a few minutes ago, it said 77, now it says 76. What's good about that is that means it appears to be keeping the house somewhat at a reasonable temperature. All right, so I'm a little late for this one, but it's 2:47. And I just checked the app. It is 89 degrees outside, although this says 87. It is maintaining 76 inside, and it's actually comfortable in here. We'll go outside and see what the usage is, but I'd have no problem if my main AC failed at this point. We've been running 3 hours at this point in the most heated part of the day. All right, so 1.19 kilowatts. Voltage is down a little bit. There might be something else on in the house, I'm not sure, but voltage is 235, and we used about 4.7 kilowatt hours. Lots of hot air coming out of here. All right, check back in about another hour. Okay guys, I think it's hour 4 here. It's 3:30, almost 3:40. So we're a little over 4 hours, I think, into this. It's 89 outside and it's 77 now inside. So you can kind of see it's kind of toggling between 76 and 77, which is good. That means it's pretty much stable. And here it's staying at 69. That goes between 69 and 68. And I don't know what to say. The house is very comfortable for it being 90 degrees outside with, I'll have to check the humidity, but I'm sure the relative humidity is way up there today as well. What we're gonna do is we'll take a walk outside now and let's see where we sit there. Okay, so it looks like probably about our peak wattage is basically 1180 watts. So 1.18 kilowatts. We've used a total of 5.06 kilowatt hours. And amperage is a little up, you know, I think we started out it was like 4.6 or something. So we're at 5 amps, 236 volts, and 1.18 kilowatt hours. So there, guys, this is gonna wrap it up. It's 4:15, 4:20. We started at 11:20. It's 5 hours. You can see it's 77 degrees in here. We're gonna go check outside. The dew point is 75 degrees. If that gives you any idea of how humid it is, it gets labeled as oppressive, which means it's really sticky out here. So you can see it actually is down a little bit, 1.07. The amps are kind of back down, 4.6. But we used a total of 5.83 kilowatt hours. And in the next hour, the temperature is actually scheduled to go down a little bit. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and stop this test. But in conclusion, we ran 5 hours on the mini split set to turbo mode, max cool. And it actually kept the house at 77 degrees, and it's pretty comfortable inside.